3.5. It's about the slope-intercept formula. Given a line with a given intercept, 0 by b, and a given slope, s, then what's an equation for a point x by y on the line? Given b and s, s is the slope, b is the y-intercept. Find the xy equation. Well, we already have an equation. Slope equals s. Slope equals s. And that slope, well, change in y is y minus b. Change in x is x minus 0. So s equals y minus b over x minus 0. Okay, cancel out the 0, transpose the x. Sx equals y minus b, transpose the b. Y equals sx plus b. This is the slope-intercept formula. Here's the slope s, here's the y-intercept b. Y equals sx plus b. Usually, for some reason, the books will give it y equals mx plus b. Somehow m is a symbol for it. Why they choose that symbol, I have no idea. I asked around. Some people say, does it mean measure? Measure of what? I prefer s, because s for slope. Whatever. All right. Somebody's has some static on the line. I hope it's not me. Okay, here are some examples. We have the equation y equals a half x plus 6. What's the slope? What's the y-intercept? Well, here, sx plus b. The slope is this, 1/2. So for every 2 units over, it goes up 1. So y-intercept is here, 6. So intercepts the y-axis at 6. Or you could say 0 by 6, whatever. Here's the line, y equals -2. What's the slope? What's the y-intercept? Well, we can rewrite this as y equals 0x minus 2. And you read off the slope. The slope is 0. It's a horizontal line. The y-intercept is at -2. Here we have an equation in what's called the general form. The problem with the slope-intercept form is that vertical lines have an infinite slope, and infinities don't really work well in arithmetic. So the slope-intercept form can't really describe vertical lines. But this general form, ax plus by equals c, you can describe a vertical line with it. Anyhow, so given this equation, what's the slope and what's the y-intercept of the line? Okay, what we'll first want to do is solve for y. The first thing we do is we subtract 2x from both sides. You transpose the 2x. I get 3y equals minus 2x plus 6. Then we divide both, to isolate y, we divide both sides of the equation by 3. Y equals -2/3 x plus 6/3. Simplify the 6/3 a bit. So y equals -2/3 x plus 2. Then you can right away read off the slope and the y-intercept. Slope is here, -2/3. Y-intercept here is 2. Here we're going the other way around, an inverse problem. Before we had an equation, find the slope and the intercept. Here we're given the slope and the intercept. 1/4 for the slope, -2 for the intercept. What's the equation? Well, y equals sx plus b. This 1/4 is the s, it's -2 is the b, so y equals 1/4 x minus 2. That's the equation. You have a line through 0 by 3 and 1 by 1. All right, the y-intercept, to read it off, is here, 3. For the slope, well, okay, change in y is 3 minus 1 over change in x is 0 minus 1. 3 minus 1 over 0 minus 1, that's 2 over -1 is -2. All right, here's the slope of -2 is a y-intercept of 3, so the equation is y equals -2x plus 3. Now, here they ask for the slope. Problem 77 asks for the slope, the y-intercept, and the graph of the line with this equation. 10x minus 5y equals 5. Now, as before, we will solve for y, and then read off slope and y-intercept, and so on. Okay. transpose the 10x, you get negative 5y equals negative 10x plus 5. Divide by negative 5, y equals negative 10 over negative 5 times x plus 5 over negative 5. After a bit of simplifying, you get y equals 2x minus 1. Okay, you read off the slope and the y-intercept. The slope is 2. The y-intercept is negative 1. Now to make the graph, okay, it's easy enough. The slope is, the y-intercept is at negative 1, so here's the point 0 by negative 1. The slope is 2, so for every 1 unit over, you go up 1, 2, to 1, 1. So you have this point here and this point here. You draw the line between them, and that's the graph of the equation. '97 is a word problem. A tailor charges a $20 flat fee plus $5 per letter sewed onto a jacket. I assume some kind of varsity jacket. If C is the cost charge and X is the number of letters, and C is a linear function of X, then what's the equation? Well, okay, this $20 is an intercept. When X is 0, C is 20. And the $5 per letter is a slope. Adding one more letter increases the price by $5. So slope for 5, or C intercept of 20. So C equals 5x plus 20 is the equation. All right, that ends section 5.